My cosmogonic myth, the creation myth of Thalassa. Long before there was any form of life, there was only light and darkness, coexisting in peace, until one day one of them tried to destroy the other, and they began to fight, creating the universe to use as a battlefield. During one of their battles, they displayed all their power, and from it were born, at the exact same time, nine beings called gods. These gods were called Basilid, Islin, Conrad, Callum, Marlon, Deianira, Radley, Paxton, and Anaga. The siblings found themselves in a great eternal void with so much power at their disposal. They grew bored and started draining all their powers, which resulted in the creation of many galaxies and planets. When they were finally able to control those powers, they decided to live on the first planet created by Basilisk. This new planet was empty, and Basilisk, gifted with the most powerful and invincible magic, decided to share his gifts, creating many things. It took him 9 hours to finish the task. During the first hour, Basilisk created time and gave power over it to his brother Conrad. In the second hour, he created the sky and the seas and gave these two domains to his favorite and dearest sister, Radley. In the third hour, Basilisk created the sun and the moon as guardians of the world in his name, and ordered them to report to his brother Callum. During the fourth hour, Basilisk created all the earth and lands and filled them with all kinds of nature, like plants, mountains, rivers, and animals. He decided to give the power of nature to Marlon. Basilisk soon realized that there had to be a balance for all the life he had created, so during the fifth hour, he created death and a kingdom for the dead, which he gifted to his solitary brother Paxton. However, he felt that it was a very gloomy and dark place, so on the sixth hour, Basil created the Eternal Land, a place of joy for the good to rest in peace forever. Basil felt alone in Earth, with no one to talk to, and decided to populate it during the seventh hour, creating the mystical animals, very intelligent animals that guarded all knowledge. Happy with his creations, Basil created the realm of gods in the fourth spire of the skies during the eighth hour, for his siblings to live happy for eternity. But before Basilet could rest, the mystical animals came to him, begging for creation of new beings because they had no one to share their knowledge with. Taking pity on them, Basilet decided to create beings with his image, so that the mystical animals could feel his love for them. During the ninth hour, Basilet created humans from sea foam, 9 men and 9 women. The god ordered these people to marry, and each couple was instructed to produce 9 children, so all the lands could be populated. He used his magic to give each human a drop of the sun's fire, which became their souls. Basil retired to the realm of gods and rested from all his hard work. Time passed and humans lived happily. Sometimes they had conflicts, and Basil sent his sister Deianira to solve, as he had named her Goddess of War. At the same time, the goddess Anaga was so bored that decided to study the plants her brother had created and discovered the healing properties of many of them. She gave the knowledge to humans, and for her generosity, Basil named her the goddess of medicine. The gods grew bored soon and started to reproduce among them, having children that became gods and that later had their own children, creating this big godly family. Basil himself took 3 of his nieces as wives: Lubesmia, goddess of reproduction and envy; Porgemia, goddess of stars; and Salacia, goddess of family and home, all who birthed many children for the great god of magic. Years went by, and as balance prevailed, people died at some point. The mystical animals were tasked to take the human souls to the realm of gods, where they were judged by Basilid's siblings, Islin, goddess of wisdom, and Conrad, god of time, as well as one of Basilid's children, Alistair, the god of justice. People who had been good were sent to the eternal land, to, to live in eternity of happiness, while those who had been evil were taken to Paxton Kingdom under the earth, where they suffered for eternity. Also, souls could choose to not be judged, in which case they remained as slaves at the realm of gods, serving the mortal beings, who weren't very kind to those they considered inferior for their mortality. Everything seemed fine, until one terrible day the gods disappeared from their realm. They stopped answering prayers for humans, And one of the mystical animals, London, a very wise owl, told them that the gods had gone to help the fight of light and darkness. Abandoned by the gods, the lands began to deteriorate, bringing illness, hunger, cold, endless and bloody wars, selfishness, envy, temptation, greed, and many other things that plague humanity all around the world. The sages said that Basil sent back from battle many of the gods to take domain of suffering and control their impact on the world. The gods were able to keep these evils in check for some time, but they had become a part of humanity, and wasn't much they could do to eradicate it from the people. Many, many years later, the gods retired from the war, a battle with no winner so far, and returned to rule the earth from their realm. The gods told the sages that there was no meant to be a winner of such powerful match, and the universe would be in grave danger if either light or darkness ever gained control over the other, breaking the fragile balance. Thank you so much.